Well, hello everybody. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. It is a gray Easter Sunday afternoon here. Actually, I've woken up to gray skies every day since I've been here in the States, but it's okay. I sleep good in the morning like that, so it's all good, and it's supposed to clear out of here tonight. Anyway, I've got another little piece from that same magazine I was sharing with you yesterday, and I found out I should tell you what it is. It's called Healing Our World, and it's put out by the Hippocrates Health Institute down in West Palm Beach, Florida. Now, before anybody even goes there, because I've had friends say that before, yeah, I don't eat like the Hippocrates Health Institute kind of their program, or I'm not really totally into their philosophy, but there's a lot of good general information on high carb veganism in here and just health in general. So almost every time I pick up this little mat, like right here, I'm saying 10 reasons why I'm addicted to my sauna. Just a bunch of cool little stuff in here. But the piece I have for today is actually more of a little bit along the ethical lines, I would say. There's information out there. It's just a matter of if the people will allow their minds to be open to listen to it. I mean, once you've thrown people, once you've turned them on to earthlings, once you've turned them on to Cowspiracy, once you start giving them stats like this, it's almost like, well, they just kind of, you can't really choose to ignore them. You just kind of have to say, well, I'm just not interested in that, I guess. So, all right. And it's funny how they titled this little segment of this piece. Mary had a little lamb and a lot of beef and a lot of ham. According to the USDA's Agricultural Statistics 2013, Table 13.7, in 2011, the average American ate 55 pounds of cattle, 1 pound of sheep, 42 pounds of pigs, 58 pounds of chickens, 13 pounds of turkeys, and 15 pounds of fish. This does not include all the cows milked dry, nor the hens who only count their eggs but never hatch them. Thus, the average per capita annual consumption of mammal, bird, and fish totaled 184 pounds. On average, every year an American eats his own body weight in meat. Meat is eaten one mouthful at a time, while animals are killed one life at a time. More disheartening, once drained of blood and trimmed of gore, only a third of most animals' bodies are actually eaten. Because two-thirds never make it onto dinner plates, in reality, every year an American orders from the waiter or the butcher 3 times his own body weight in meat. That's because so much of it has been wasted there. 3 times his own body weight in animals are killed. In the case of beef cattle, a castrated male, which cattlemen call a steer, its average gross weight upon slaughter is about 1,338 pounds. But after undressing, that becomes 859 pounds. And once trimmed of bone and fat, that gets further reduced to 490 pounds. So on average, a 1,338 pound noble steer is reduced by 2/3 to 490 pounds of ignominious hamburger. At 184 pounds of meat consumed by an average American per year, and at 490 pounds of beef per steer, an American actually is responsible for the cumulative death of more than 1/3 of a huge steer a year, which is to say, one entire cattle steer every 3 years. So every 3 years, Mr. Chuck Steak and Ms. Virginia Ham each kills one entire Elsie the cow. In all overdeveloped countries, numbers are about the same. Farm animals are fattened to be killed once they attain full biological growth. The human equivalent of the hungry witch of the Black Forest roasting in her oven Hansel and Gretel, not as adults but as young teenagers. Thus the steer is rare that is allowed to live longer than 2 of its potential 22 years of life, and a karmic deficit of those 20 unlived steer years is accumulated. Accumulated by whom, you ask? By the factory farmer or the slaughterhouse worker? Who? By the butcher or hot dog street vendor? Who? By old MacDonald who had a farm, or by Ronald McDonald who has a playground? Who? More than by any other, that debt is accrued by Mr. Chuck Steak and by Ms. Virginia Ham. At 20 unlived years per steer, and an average American omnivore being held responsible for killing an entire steer every 3 years, every year that American eats meat creates a karmic debt of 20 divided by 3, which roughly equals 7 steer years. So the whole point of this is not to get you into discussion over karma or whatever, whether you believe in karma. I just kind of use that, and that's talked about in there. But It's just more numbers there, and those numbers are shocking. Those numbers are overwhelming. So just wanted to share that aspect from you. I don't talk as much about the ethical side of veganism because I'm not as familiar and well spoken on it as a lot of the people out there. But I do consider myself an ethical vegan in most ways. I can't really think of too many ways I don't think myself. So I like to share these little things from time to time. There's more to it than just our health. I focus more on health because that's kind of where I guess what I'm trying to say is it's not that the health and the fitness part is more important to me. I just understand that part of it, and I'm a little bit more well versed in it than that. But I totally respect the ethical side of it, and I've come to that be a huge part of my reason for eating the way I do as well. So anyhow, just a little quick sharing today. I hope you guys like this one. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll subscribe to the channel, and hope you had a great weekend and are ready for an awesome week. I love you guys. Peace.